Thank you. Yesterday, the president tweeted out an image of himself wearing a mask. He said that wearing a mask is an act of patriotism. No one is more patriotic than him. Then just hours later, he was spotted at the Trump Hotel not wearing a mask. Why did it take him so long, first of all, to be seen wearing a mask in public? And why the mixed messaging on this critical health issue that his own top health officials have said is critical to fighting this pandemic?
The president's always been consistent on this, that masks, according to the CDC, are recommended but not required. He has said that he would wear one in the case he couldn't appropriately socially distance, and he wore one and put up the picture on Twitter, as you saw.
Think that it's important to lead by example on this issue?
Well, the president has led. He's been consistent, even going back to March 31st, when he said, then my feeling is if people want to do it, there's certainly no harm to it.
But he hasn't done it, Kayleigh. He hasn't worn a mask. And so it's sending, is it not mixed signals?
The president wore a mask in May. The president wore a mask at Walter Reed out of an abundance of caution. But as I've made clear from this podium, the president is the most tested man in America. He's tested more than anyone, multiple times a day. And we believe that he's acting appropriately.
2 years after Yanny or Laurel reached the White House, the executive mansion was consumed Tuesday with debate about whether a journalist called White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany a lying bitch. Kimberly Halkett of Al Jazeera denies swearing and says she told McEnany, "Okay, you don't want to engage." But journalists and political aides replayed the tape repeatedly Tuesday, straining to hear what Halkett muttered after a heated exchange. A reporter for The Post, seated in front of Halkett at the morning press briefing, heard her say McEnany didn't want to engage and did not hear her curse. The official transcript, released Tuesday afternoon, also supports her denial. But other journalists lamented that a mask covering Halkett's face made it impossible to see her lips during the crucial moment or determine which way the comment went. Halkett, who seemed to swiftly leave the White House press workspaces, waited to defend herself from a mounting social media firestorm. "There's a lot of misreporting out there about that briefing," Halkett wrote on Twitter. "I did not. What I said was, okay, you don't want to engage." Halkett had tangled with McEnany at the briefing over whether President Trump was doing enough to discourage external sabotage to the November election. McEnany defended Trump and his focus on the security of mail-in ballots. "There are legitimate questions about mass mail-in voting. And I know you don't want to hear them, which is why you talk over me," McEnany said. Halkett then said, on the China vaccine research, "This is very important," but McEnany shot her down, saying, "You've gotten 2 questions, which is more than some of your colleagues." Halkett then made the disputed utterance. All audio from the briefing, both for TV broadcasts and the White House's YouTube live stream, comes through the same feed, likely ruling out the possibility that different microphone locations caused clashing perceptions. Tuesday marks the grand return of Trump's 5 p.m. coronavirus briefings after a nearly 3-month break. Many of the journalists from McEnany's briefing will also attend Trump.